very somber moment. This comes back to haunt Chhattisgarh every couple of years. Thankfully, the last 2 years we have not seen such an attack happen. But in the month of February to June, when the Tactical Counter-Offensive Campaign or the TCOC is launched by CPI Maoists, there is always this risk. And DRG, which is the District Reserve Force, it's like the commando force to take on Naxals. That's the force of the state police. They are at the forefront of this fight against CPI Maoists. So in every incident of Naxal violence that you see since this time, those 76 CRPF jawans lost their lives. Since then, DRG has always taken the brunt. Today also, we are paying our respect to 10 of those martyrs from DRG and 1 civilian. But having said all of that, maybe the leadership, the police leadership, should do some checking as to why did this happen? Could this have been avoided? What specific intelligence we were told? Was that intelligence meant to lure the DRG men into a trap? There were 200 of them. They managed to carry out this anti-Naxal operation. It was a successful operation, and we are even told that at least 2 suspects who were suspected to be part of the CPI Maoist cadre were even taken into custody, and the DRG team was coming back to Dantewada with them. Was there a mistake to take a vehicle on hire on their way back? When they hired a private vehicle, did the word spread about the DRG's movement? Why was the SOP of avoiding the same road not followed? I mean, I understand this is the main road which takes you from Dantewada to Jagargunda. It's like the main highway, so to say. But could this have been avoided? Usually the SOP says that ride on a motorbike, keep a distance between 2 vehicles. These people had no chance. If you see the visuals from the ground, the kind of crater that the explosive had created, the kind of mangled remains of the vehicle, there was no chance that the human body could take the impact. From what I hear from local reporters on the ground who were first to reach the scene of crime, some body parts are also missing. So that's the kind of impact that we are talking about. While all of us are joining Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel, to pay our respect to these martyrs of the Chhattisgarh Reserve Force, it is also time to ask some questions whether, because of no big action by CPI Maoists in the last couple of years, we are becoming complacent. So if you see the Naxal territory, if you see what was once called Dandakaranya or the liberated zone, the maximum, positioning of the CPI Maoist cadre was in the Abujmar area. So the districts of Narayanpur, Kanker, Dantewada, Sukma, Bijapur, on the other side, Gadchiroli in Maharashtra. This was like the heart of the Naxal territory. Yes, they had managed to expand to Odisha, Malkangiri. They had managed to expand to Latehar, Gonda, Giridih in Jharkhand. There were pockets in Bihar also. There were pockets in Madhya Pradesh also. So at the peak, CPI Maoists had taken over the entire heart of India, so to say. And we have managed to push back. But the core is this area that we're talking about. Dantewada, Sukma, and South Bastar on the Chhattisgarh side, Gadchiroli on the Maharashtra side. The strategy of Government of India in the last 10 years or so has been area domination, which means you carry out an operation, you ensure that Naxals are pushed back from that particular village or group of 4-5 village, and then you set up a camp. Setting up a camp would mean CRPF would be positioned there for a long time, and that would give other government representatives to bring government facilities to the villagers. So an Anganwadi, a school, a primary medical healthcare center, facilities like gas cylinder, all of this, vaccination. In COVID times, vaccination also was a luxury because government representatives just could not enter these forested areas. So in that sense, area domination has worked. It has managed to push back Naxals from territories that they earlier held. But does that mean Naxals have completely disappeared from this area? Not so. Even now, levies are imposed. Levies are local taxes that the Janatan Sarkar, that's what the Naxals call themselves, levies that they put on the Tendu Patta traders. Tendu leaves are the hot produce of the forest of South Bastar. They force traders to pay a tax if they want to sell their Tendu leaves produced in the local market. They also put levies on the weekly market that are held by local villagers for local produce. They continue to dominate these villages, maybe not in big groups, but in smaller groups. As far as top leadership of CPI Maoists is concerned, they have suffered because of the CRPF and the state police of all these states and their operations, and also because of illness. COVID has dealt a body blow. But, Basavanna Raju, who's now the head of CPI Maoists, we don't know where he is. Hidma, who has carried out a reign of terror in these areas of South Bastar, We don't know who where Hidma is, where he is hidden. So that's the big challenge for our forces now, to eliminate the leadership and to eliminate the last pockets in these areas of Sukma, Bijapur, Dantewada and Gadchiroli, and only then can this battle be won. But Home Minister Amit Shah and Chief Minister like Bhupesh Baghel believe that this is the last stage of the fight against Naxals. Our forces are on their way to secure complete victory. So DRG was a special force that was created out of the Chhattisgarh police to take on Naxals. Often this was encountered that when you send in CRPF or Central Paramilitary Forces, those people were outsiders. They were not local. So while the Naxals who were from the local crowd had an advantage of knowing the forest like the back of their hand, people who were sent to tackle them did not know the forest, did not know the pathways, did not know the hilltops. So a need was felt to create a force out of the local population, and that's how DRG was carved. Most members of DRG are originally from this area. Like I told you, the districts of Chhattisgarh which are affected mostly Kanker, Narayanpur, Sukma, Dantewada